Hello everyone, welcome back to the Avalon Game Project. Last time we have finished implementing the player service. We have established some pattern of how do we separate responsibilities between the game core and the actual implementation of repository. We established some pattern of how to implement the particular services of a domain. And today, let's continue with the game setup state and actually implement the handle game started event. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's think about, okay. Looks like, is this used anywhere? No, let's delete this. So, okay, we have moved this. Start game. Do we have it anywhere? No. Create game, get game. No. This is not defined anywhere. So let's move the handle game started and put it here. Okay. So as we have defined here, we want to first update the game state. Broadcast the game has started, and so let's rename this to repository, this to repository as well. Notify the, so okay, so I think we talk about this. So, well, let's do this bit by bit. Okay, so first of all, we want to validate the, well, let's think about it. A start game event. Do we want to game started event? Do we want to do any validation? At the moment, I can't think of anything, so I would skip the validation point and trust that at this point, all we need is the game ID. Trust that the we have verified the event type, and frankly speaking, other than game ID, we don't really need other information about start a game. So let's just do that. And so first of all, we want to update the game. Actually, with the three things we're doing here, I think the game started event should the game started event should contain, should be the game started event, yeah, should contain each one's role and their known players. So in this case, I think I would do the following. First of all, we find the game. Second of all, we find the players. So okay. So we have a game status. Let's take a look at the game entity. So we have a status. It really shouldn't be a string. So okay, I was thinking not started and ended, but I think this is rather okay. So let's deal with that. And from now on, I'm gonna name my enums like this. I kind of regret using all capitals. So yeah, it's just typing easier. There's no real reason for that. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, we don't need this. So we're not in a hurry to actually. So all these, I want to abstract it. So extract to get game. Okay, so now it's much simpler. It's easier. So validation we put in the one single place. So in the future, if we want to validate the game even more, let's for example, we want the status. We want the for example. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, we need to. So remember, in the while the design during the design phase, we decided that even though the game rule are the game rules are the are basically just one single set of rule, but the thing is, each one plays differently, and since this we don't really care about the rules. The rules is just an input to the core game engine. So what I'm thinking is that, so I think a better approach is to provide a default value so that we could potentially accommodate a different set of rules. So in the game, we have to provide it a default set of rules, but that we will deal with that later. Okay, so first we got the game. Second, what we want to do, we want to assign. So once we get the game, we want to assign everybody their roles. So to get everybody's to get everybody to okay. So to get so two things. So first of all, we have to assign everybody their role and assign everybody their known players, and we want to update the players. So all of these, I think, shouldn't be the responsibility of the game service. So I'm thinking to add a player service to inject player service into the game service. So and here, I think, don't we have a put game? Yeah, oh, we don't need this yet. So at this point, what we need to do is that to let the player service to decide player service to what? I don't want to call it initialize. Okay, ChatGPT to the rescue. I'd like to name a method which assign every player a role and which do some initial setup for all players. It assign every player a role and according to some config, then update them in the database. So, I think assign player roles. Player service dot assign roles, I think, is pretty good. What we pass in is the game.config. So here we need to update a couple of things. First of all, the game entity. So now each game should have a field of config. The config should contain, let's think about it. What should the config be? The config should be should contain a couple of things. First of all, let's write this down. Config. Game config. What should, so it should contain I'm just thinking here. So maybe so mission number, to team size. We should have a max round. We should have a max round result. What else? Rows. Which rows do we have? Known rows to known players. So this can be a map. What else? Number of assassinations. I think this is pretty much it. So to me, the game config should really be another data class. Okay, a data class of. So I think we can game config. We can put it here. It's fine. Class game config. We should have a mission number. Science. That should be a dictionary of int to int. Max round should be an int. Max round result. No, I don't think so. So if, yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not including this at the moment. I think 5 makes sense. Max round result. So as far as I know, if the whole thing, if we make the good guys win, if we can't agree, if we can't agree on the team, the whole game doesn't make sense anymore, because all the good people would just be vote against the proposal, and the good team automatically wins. No, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm not gonna include it. So there's that. The rows to the rows to known players is a dictionary to list. That's fine. Row, no, I think rows, this is okay. Number of assassination, assassination attempt. Okay, so this is fine. So I want to give it a game config. Wait, what? Okay, I want to give a game config. So now think about it. So the handle game start event, we really want to validate if we want to validate. Well, when the game started, I think it should send us the final version of game config, or so what makes more sense? Do we set up the game config before the game started, or we include the game config in the game started event? Which makes more sense? So I'm leaning on having it beforehand because it's like a contract, right? So before the game started, we have already decided on what rules are we going to play with. It's not fair for the game admin to be able to change the game config without anybody knowing. Well, but the game admin would be able to do that anyway. No, I still think at this point that the game config should already be in the game entity. So I'll make that assumption. Okay, so now player service.assign rows, we don't have the declaration, so let's add it to it. So instead of all these, so since this is a public method, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'll put it just here. It is game config. Assign rows, it would return a list of player. So it should return the oh no, assign rows also we need a game ID. So let's go back. Game ID. So what are we doing here? We're gonna assign the rows according to game config, and actually not even game config. So we're gonna pass the least amount of stuff. So at this point, I don't want to pass a game config. I would rather do a rows, which is a dictionary of a string to a list of string. So first of all, we want, so of course the game service would be incorrect dot rows. Okay, so now, so first of all, we row, we have Merlin, we have let's actually finish it. We have Percival, loyal servant. I don't want to call it loyal servant. I just want to call it a villager. Okay. Villager? Village. Yeah. Yeah. Am I spelling this right? Villager? Yeah, okay. Assassin, Mordred, Morgana, Auburn. We don't have minion. Oberon. Okay, we have the rows. And the next thing we're gonna do. Okay. In the player service, we first of all have to transform this to a dictionary of enum to list of enum. Okay, so rows equals to row key row we only in mouse for mouse in finance. Okay, so don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need all these. So first of all, we are going to transform all the from string to row. So what we're doing here is we basically iterate through the dictionary. We get the keys and values. So we transform it to rows. So basically this is a one-liner. I think it's pretty Pythonic. Really like it. Recommend you folks to do this as much as possible, especially when transforming a dictionary or list. If you have a pretty clear logic, then one-liners are just beautiful. Okay, so we have this, we have the rows. First of all, so in the rows. So how are we going to assign these rows uh, to players? So remember, all the rows we only have we only have one of each other than villagers. So what we're going to do is to basically first of all get all the players. So once we get the players, we are going to we don't get players. We have put player, we have get players. Okay, so we have the players, and we are going to shuffle it. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, we're just gonna shuffle it so that this provides us some kind of so this they claim shouldn't be using prod, but for our case we're shuffling like 10 players. This is good enough, and nobody's gonna hack us for that. So but if you're doing things in a prod environment, for example if you are building an online casino, this shuffle algorithm is actually a very core logic of your whole game. So you probably want to pay more attention to it. But at our case, as long as things are reasonably random, we're good with that. Okay, so now we have players, and we want to what are we going to do with this? We are going to so I have the players, and so at this point we just want to give everybody a row, and how do we Okay, actually, just write things down. The problem is the rows might have less. Well, it's most likely have less keys than the actual players because there are multiple villagers. So, the reason why I'm hesitating is because uh, mm, okay, so let's do this. Mm, so for player in players, um, so we have the keys of these. Um, I'm going to give it. So we're gonna append just villagers. Wait, why? Shuffle doesn't return anything. Okay, there's an in place shuffle. Okay. Okay, so what? Why it's giving me okay. Okay. So okay, there are many things to do this. It's just a little bit tricky here. What I'm trying to do is, because we know we have less rows than players, I just wanted to fill the you know what, it's fine. Actually, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna give it an index, and okay, I'm just going to do that. So for I actually arrange when players. So the player.row should be row keys on, and player equals to players I, and its row should be this, and the players non-player should be player dot row, and yep. So in this way, we don't. So what we did here, so we iterated through the players, and so the player row, we first go through all the quote unquote special rows, and once we exhausted all the special rows, now everybody else is a villager. So I think that's pretty clear, and so the rest should just be repository dot not put players. So we don't have that, as let's add it. So we have put player and we have put players. I'm gonna put them together. Okay, so now we can come back and okay, so let's test this out. So we find the player service. So if any newcomers to the industry is watching this, I have to remind you that this part done isn't done at all. We don't really care about, well, we care about finishing code, but finishing code doesn't mean anything without proper tests, at least unit tests, and making sure that the code is like the whole project is built and it's properly merged to the mainline and has done some proper integration testing. Like finishing this part is only 20% of the work. The actual hard work is actually, the rest 80%. So yeah, just a little reminder that like there's no, just dribble code as, and be done with it. Actually finishing code at work, if after finishing code and you feel okay, I still have pretty much time, that's definitely an illusion. I myself have learned it the hard way. All right, so enough of that. Assign rows. So in this case we have a no, we only need the repository. We only need a repository. So now we need a, oh yes, we need a com service. God. So I have this. Now I wonder if we should I probably should. Let's do it. Oh no, what did I do? Okay, let's keep it like this. So here we no longer, let's just add in player service. So now we have it. Do we need the repository? We need the com service. Okay. Need a com service. Okay. Payload and player service. Of course, we need that. So service, and we no longer need this. Okay, so given that game ID, oh no, game ID equals to game ID, and we have a rows of let's think about it. Row not. Let's have a very simple, like 4 people game. So we have row dot merlin dot value to row dot Morgana So Merlin sees everybody other than Mordred in the evil team. So we have roll that Mordred, the assassin. Do you want the Percival? I don't. Nah, let's be done with it. And roll dot villager. No, it's nothing. Poor villagers. Okay, so we have the roles. Oh. Dot value. Oh, by the way, I think I just realized one small thing. So I would rather use a get, just in case that we don't have. So in this case, I don't think we need villagers even in the roles, because I can't imagine of any game rule that villagers know something. That wouldn't be Avalon game anymore. So okay, so once we have that, I just want to know that the so I think we need to so players equals to I think I'm gonna create 4 players. So we need ID name secret. ID name secret. ID name secret. Okay. We need one more. So this is 4. This is 4, and this is 4. Okay. So once we have the players, and we want to, I think, patch. So we need this marker fixture. So marker dot patch random shuffle return value players. Perfect. So we have this. So when we have the players signed players equals to player service dot assign rows, we want to verify, okay, we have the exact same length, same number of players. We don't know. So there's no guarantee that, well, it's never officially stated, but in reality, so when we return, so this key is a set. It's never a list, because it's the keys of a dictionary. They are unique. So basically, so underneath, I think the implementation is the same with set, which is a hash map. There's never, it's not guaranteed, but in reality, most likely the the order of these are the actual order of keys, but it's never guaranteed. So why is that important? Because in this case, I want to verify all the players have rows, and so I don't want to assume a non-documented feature. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, let's just, so these, I'm not gonna, okay, so we want to first verify the assigned players is the same number as players. We want to verify that we did get the players. We also want to know that the oh, by the way, okay, so we also want to verify that the the repository dot put players dot side effect equals to lambda players. So we don't, so we just want to know what is it called, so, and we no longer need a comp service. Okay, so once we have that, and we want to verify that in assigned players, there is one Merlin. So Merlin player equals to we want to filter lambda p dot row equals to row dot Merlin, and what we give it the assigned players. So the Mordred player equals to filter lambda p dot row equals to row dot Mordred Mordred, no, Merlin Mordred, no, oh, in this case the Mordred knows nothing. You know what, I'm gonna give it more a Percival. Okay, so Mordred should know who Percival is at least. Percival knows Merlin and row dot Mordred dot value. No, this doesn't make sense. Anyways, this is just test, bear with me. Mordred player equals Mordred. Also assign the players, and we want to know that the Actually, if we don't care, then we could write a okay, I think I have changed my mind a little bit. So let's write a proper players generator. So let's do something like players equals to this for I range. Let's create 10. So number, let's create 10. So players dot append. Very nice. Cool. So now we have a proper number of players. No, let's do it one line, more Pythonic. Range 10. Okay, this is more beautiful. Okay, so now we want to know that villagers equals to filter. Okay. Yeah, we want to assign, verify we have those. And we want to put players, we want to verify that it is called once by the assigned players. Is it? Doesn't matter. I think called once is good enough. Game ID. Do we have game ID in it? No. We must add it. Okay. So with Merlin, I want to know that Merlin player dot known players oh no, it's not there yet. Okay, I'm gonna put a stop here. We're working long enough today. So what we're missing is that here we want the known players to be the actual player, not the rows. So we kind of have to, first of all, assign everybody a row, then collect the to basically create a dictionary. So basically it should be a row players default dict list. What we need to do is so we want the row players dot row to append the players. Now we have row player, yes. And then no, for each player again, we iterate through it again. Player dot known equals to so the non-players, we just need IDs. So it is this player dot ID for P dot ID for P in row players dot player dot row, right? So no, okay, I'm gonna stop here. My brain is a little bit dead. So we have we finished the assign rows method. It's a little bit more complicated than I originally imagined. Yeah, we're gonna continue tomorrow. Yeah, thank you everybody. See ya. Bye.